Hello, friends, and happy Saturday, December 6th today, episode 128 of our Java with Jesus Bible study. I know. These are blue light glasses. I have them pulled down because otherwise it's super reflective. You can't see my eyeballs. But your girl has been staring at a computer screen for far too long, so we got the blue light glasses on. Next time I'll have to order a pack that's like non-reflective. Anyway, I'm rambling. I hope your first week of December has gone well, and it's the weekend, and I hope you have fun plans for the weekend. But before we get to our plans, we must spend time with God and Jesus and the Word. So that is what we're doing today. We have 3 chapters of Psalms to read today. I have nothing to ramble about. I know. You guys love my rambling. I know you do. You won't admit it, but I know that you do. I'm just joshing you. Let's just get into it, shall we? Episode 128, A Moment of Silence. In metropolitan areas, you might find a sliver of quiet in the early morning hours. To get a taste of true silence, however, you have to go to more rural areas. Have you ever heard the difference? Oh my gosh, literally, have you? I grew up in Las Vegas. Okay, and even like the sounds where I live now, I'm in Bastrop. It's not as loud, obviously, as like Austin, Vegas, New York, like big cities. But sleeping at night in the rural, like in a mountain, it is insanely quiet. Or like we babysat one of my boyfriend's coworkers' farms, like their ranch house a couple years ago. And at night, it was just like, you couldn't hear anything. I mean, the nighttime sounds, crickets and things like that, but it was a deafening silence. Like at some point, even the crickets go to sleep and it is so dark and very, very quiet. And it was almost like I'm scared. It's just so dark. So dark. Anyway, if you've never experienced that, highly recommend at least once. Go out to the middle of actual nowhere and at night. I mean, safely. Don't be unsafe, but you want to talk about sitting in silence with your own thoughts? Holy cow. True silence contains no background noise at all. No one is driving by, shouting or honking, and there is no hum and buzz of 1,000 little noises in the distance. There are few places left on earth where you can truly experience silence. Psalm 46 invites us to sample some silence. Read and consider it, even if you value the hustle and bustle of the big city. Silence allows us to meditate on God's goodness and the other lessons in this reading, such as his lordship over the whole world, Psalm 47, and his role as our guide and protector, Psalm 48. That's a lot of silence. I don't know about that, guys. Today's reading is going to be Psalms 46 through 49. So 3 chapters today. Psalm 46. For the choir director, a psalm of the sons of Korah set to Alamoth. And it says that Alamoth is possibly for soprano voices, and this is a song. Again, not singing. You guys don't want to hear that. I'm so sorry. I'm sure there are people on the internet somewhere. I will be singing it for you. That is not me. God is our refuge and strength, a very present help in trouble. Therefore, we will not fear, though the earth should change, and though the mountains slip into the heart of the sea, though its waters roar and foam, though the mountains quake at its swelling pride. There is a river whose streams make glad the city of God, the holy dwelling places of the Most High. God is in the midst of her, she will not be moved. God will help her when morning dawns. The nations made an uproar, the kingdoms tottered. He raised his voice, the earth melted. The Lord of hosts is with us, the God of Jacob is our stronghold. Come and behold the works of the Lord, who has wrought desolations in the earth. He makes wars to cease to the end of the earth. He breaks the bow and cuts the spear in two. He burns the chariots with fire. Cease striving and know that I am God. I will be exalted among the nations. I will be exalted in the earth. The Lord of hosts is with us. The God of Jacob is our stronghold. Psalm 47. For the choir director, a psalm of the sons of Korah. Oh, clap your hands, all peoples. Shout out to God with the voice of joy. For the Lord Most High is to be feared, a great king over all the earth. He subdues peoples under us and nations under our feet. He chooses our inheritance for us, the glory of Jacob, whom he loves. God has ascended with a shout, the Lord with the sound of a trumpet. Sing praises to God, sing praises. Sing praises to our King, sing praises. For God is the King of all the earth. Sing praises with a skillful psalm. God reigns over the nations. God sits on his holy throne. The princes of the people have assembled themselves as the people of the God of Abraham. For the shields of the earth belong to God. He is highly exalted. Psalm 48, a song, a psalm of the sons of Korah. Great is the Lord and greatly to be praised in the city of our God, his holy mountain. Beautiful in elevation, the joy of the whole earth, is Mount Zion in the far north, the city of the great king. God in her palaces has made himself known as a stronghold. For lo, the kings assembled themselves, they passed by together. They saw it, then they were amazed. They were terrified, they fled in alarm. Panic seized them there, anguish as of a woman in childbirth. With the east wind you break the ships of Tarshish. With the east wind you break the ships of Tarshish. As we have heard, so we have seen in the city of the Lord of hosts, in the city of our God. God will establish her forever. We have thought on your loving kindness, O God, in the midst of your temple. As is your name, O God, so is your praise to the ends of the earth. Your right hand is full of righteousness. Let Mount Zion be glad. Let the daughters of Judah rejoice because of your judgments. Walk about Zion and go around her. Count her towers. Consider her ramparts. Go through her palaces, that you may tell it to the next generation. For such is God, our God, forever and ever. He will guide us until death. Psalm 49. For the choir director, a psalm of the sons of Korah. Hear this, all peoples. Give ear, all inhabitants of the world, both low and high, rich and poor together. My mouth will speak wisdom, and the meditation of my heart will be understanding. I will incline my ear to a proverb. I will express my riddle on the harp. Why should I fear in days of adversity, when the iniquity of my foes surrounds me, even those who trust in their wealth and boast in the abundance of their riches? No man can by any means redeem his brother, or give to God a ransom for him. For the redemption of his soul is costly, and he should cease trying forever, that he should live on eternally, that he should not undergo decay. For he sees that even wise men die, the stupid and the senseless alike perish, and leave their wealth to others. Their inner thought is that their houses are forever, and their dwelling places to all generations. They have called their lands after their own names. But man in his pomp will not endure. He is like the beasts that perish. This is the way of those who are foolish, and of those after them who approve their words. As sheep they are appointed for Sheol, death shall be their shepherd. And the upright shall rule over them in the morning, and their form shall be for Sheol to consume, so that they have no habitation. But God will redeem my soul from the power of Sheol, for he will receive me. Do not be afraid when a man becomes rich, when the glory of his house is increased. For when he dies, he will carry nothing away. His glory will not descend after him. Though while he lives, he congratulates himself. And though men praise you when you do well for yourself, he shall go to the generation of his fathers. They will never see the light. Man in his pomp, yet without understanding, is like the beasts that perish. Well then, that was all about redemption, wasn't it? I know it talks about like the silence, but I would rather focus on the fact that we're talking about, you know, if you're pompous and whatever, like you're on your way to Sheol, to the pit. God is almighty and all powerful. Psalm 46 says, God's voice thunders and the earth melts. God has far greater power than even the most powerful forces of nature or of humankind. How fitting, then, for us to show him some respect, to stand quietly before him, reverently honoring him and his power and majesty. With life's busyness and burdens weighing us down, why should we take the time to stand still? What is the benefit of being silent before God? Spending time in silence is an opportunity to forget about all of the worldly distractions that keep us from entering into God's presence. It's an opportunity to focus on God's goodness, mercy, might, and power. Take time each day to experience silence and use it to ponder the awesome greatness of God. Be still and silent before God so that you can exalt him. Let silence give you the opportunity to worship. Ooh, silence is so, I know a lot of us don't like being alone with our thoughts. And I understand why. But we take a moment, because here's the thing too, is when you're reading the Bible or you're trying to pray and you have all this background noise, you have your phone, you have your TV on. I know that everybody studies things differently. Like in school, some people would put on music, some people would put on their favorite comfort show, like whatever, right? And that would be how they would study and all that. Like for me, I could maybe do a low background music, but I couldn't have all those distractions. I needed silence. I needed not necessarily complete silence, but I needed a low volume, low hectic atmosphere, like the library, or like I said, like a very low calming music playlist or whatever. And in order to focus, because otherwise my brain would be focusing on other things. And some people are talented and can switch off all that background noise and just focus on the task at hand. But I think the majority of us are not that way. And it's like when you're lost in the car and you have to turn the radio down because you're like, hang on, shush, I'm lost. That kind of a thing. And so it's very important that when we do have these moments that we need to spend with God, that we literally take time, whether it's getting up before dawn, before the kids get up, before you go to work, or it's time you take for yourself before bed. You put your phone away, turn the TV off, and you just sit with God in silence and sit with yourself in silence. And you can talk to him. You can do your devotionals. You can read the Bible. You can write in your journal to him. However it is that you do your worship, we must have the silence so that we can solely focus on God and not have a bunch of distractions. I feel like that's the best way to do it for me personally. And I know some people are different, like their brains are all over the place. But in order for me to focus on God, I have to have these distractions off. Like I have my phone off over here. I don't pick it up, except for the few episodes like over the last 100 and something days where I've had to Google something. How to pronounce Nebuchadnezzar, which I still can't pronounce right, by the way. I don't now, but at the time, that kind of thing. Otherwise, it's off. I don't pay attention to it. I told my boyfriend when he's home, he goes in the other room so that I don't have his presence distracting me, because normally he's not here when I record these. So when he is here, it's a distraction. My brain can't focus, so I try and have my focus when I'm writing in my journal and I'm writing my prayers down, when I'm doing my little prayer journals and things like that. I have silence. I do it before bed, or I'll do it in the morning, usually before bed though. And I sit and I focus. The TV's off. There might be maybe some music in the background, like a worship or whatever, but I have mostly silence, just a calm atmosphere. That is what works for me. And I feel like a lot of people it would work for if they take the time to just kind of sit in silence and sit in the quiet of the world and the quiet of your surroundings and just focus on God solely. That we give the time, we give our soul and full dedication to God. And that's what he wants. He wants us to focus on him before anything else during the day, So, that was a good lesson for episode 128. I like that. Yeah. Happy Saturday, guys. That's quite a way to open the day before we get about our business. So I hope you all take the time today, even if it's not during this episode, during the morning, maybe you're watching this or listening to this later, just make sure to take some time to silence the world around you a little bit, as much as you can anyway, and just focus solely on God while we're reading through this word, Before we depart for the day, let's bow our heads together in a prayer. Dear God, thank you so much for being with us in the reading of the books of Psalms and the different lessons that we are learning in this reading. Today, God, I pray, Jesus, that we just take the time to focus on you for just a little bit each day. And hopefully that focus will grow longer and longer each day so that we can focus solely on our faith and our love for you and on our devotion to you in the silence and in your word and in our thoughts and in our prayers. I pray in Jesus today that more people are finding time to spend with you and that we have that focus only on you in that time that we do dedicate to you. I pray that we are removed from the distractions of the world and the distractions of our environments around us when we are spending time with you in your word and time with you in our devotion and time with you in our faith. In Jesus' name, amen. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. If I don't see you the rest of the day, and I will see you all tomorrow, hopefully, for episode 129 on a beautiful Sunday. God bless you all. Be safe out there, and I will catch you later. Bye.